Okay, so we're gonna go dive into Photoshop. I actually forgot to tell you how to take the t-shirt over there, so I'm gonna do that right now. So you're gonna click on your shirt and you're gonna be in object mode, and you're gonna go file, export, obj, and in here we're gonna name this wolf shirt, wolf shirt. And you want to make sure you have the selection only checked like before, and you're just going to hit export as obj. Now that's pretty much it for Blender right now. We can close this and then go over to Photoshop. To open your project in Photoshop, you're going to open up your project folder and find the shirt and double click it. I found that this Photoshop opens up 3D files without any lip if you open it from outside of Photoshop and not go file open and then select the folder. So let's see. So if it gives you that error like this is the wrong kind of document, you may just close Photoshop and then open it externally and not internally. So here is our shirt. So I'm going to need to minimize this so I can see it better. Alright. So here is our shirt. And if we were to rotate it around, you have to use the 3D tools to rotate this. It should be like a little circle with a wheel or like a loop around it, and that allows you to rotate it like so. Then you can roll it around with the roll tool, 3D roll. 3D pan lets you move this around, and that's pretty much what you're going to be using. I don't really use the scale tool. If you need to zoom in, you just click on the camera and you can zoom in like this. The middle mouse wheel doesn't work, so you just use this one right here. There's also viewpoints, the default, left, top, front. Where's front? Front is at the bottom. If you want to, you can actually just save your viewpoint once you get to one that you like. So let's put it right here, and then you can hit save, and this is like sort of front, and that's that. You rotate it down a little more so it's straight. Alright, so now that we have our navigation tools done, we can just dive in and start painting, right? So you grab your brush and you roll it around. And because normally you would, when you do this, you may notice that you may get some jagged edges. You may have to double the size of your UV map. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press undo, first of all, and maybe Control Alt undo. There we go. And then go into double click our shirt layer over here, and you see we have our bake map that we had from over in Blender, that we made in Blender. So if it's not here, you could just go into your project file and drag it into this window, and then it'll be there. So what we're going to do is create a new layer on top of this, and we're going to decide what color we want our shirt to be. We could just go into the 3D window over here and then just paint it on, but it's a lot faster if you can just glob it on while you're here. I like wearing dark shirts, so I'm going to make mine sort of black. I don't usually use all black because that will fade out the shading or so. So when it's painted in, you just scroll through the layer settings, like normal. Multiply is usually the one to go to, and you can get a solid color here, or you just scroll through and see what sticks out to you, what makes it look good, or whatever you think looks good, whatever color you get. So I'm just going to stick with multiply, and I'm going to create a new layer because I'm going to put stuff on top of this black shirt. So it looks kind of gross like this because my computer, it's in memory saving mode, and my computer doesn't have a lot of memory. Sniff. One day. Alright, so we have our shirt here. Maybe I'll pick a different color besides this black. Pink. That's an awful pink, don't you think? That's even worse. Oh my gosh. I never thought pink looks good with shit on maps. There we go. That's a lot better. Alright, so we have this shirt. There we go. That looks a lot better. And we want to put stuff on our shirt. You can draw whatever you want on the shirt. This shirt is your thing. So make sure you have a new layer. And if you want, you can take your brush and you can draw more boob shading if you want. Not like that, because then it'll be kind of sideways. If you want to put text on here, you just open up your text and you see, come on, text. You just drag your text window across the shirt or wherever you want it. With this shirt, I can't help but think of Bulma from Dragon Ball. That looks like that. It's that pink. So you just put pink here. I think it might be in blue text. So, and then you position where you want it to be. And once it's in the place you want, you can just press the brush tool, click on it, and it say OK. Go over to the layer that has your text that we named whatever you typed out, and then you just press merge down. And you see it adds to your shirt. You can do the same thing for pictures. So I'm going to scoot over to my desktop real quick. Shake, shake. Of course, it doesn't want to shake away. So let's see. Any kind of... I still have my Jasper shirt from the last tutorial. Alright, so you can bring in the pictures and scale them down to where you want it. Like this. Move this over here, and when you're done, you just press this little check. Now I want to get rid of the black. In most of the cases with these kind of t-shirt decals, you can just press the magic erase tool. It'll ask you something like this, just say OK, and then you could just get rid of it that way. Make sure you get rid of the black spots into the O's, because nothing worse than having a bright colored t-shirt and then you got these dark O's inside there. So this way, it makes it look like you actually typed it. Oh, there's supposed to be black in here. I think I took out a chunk of her arm or so. But I'll make the t-shirt black, so it doesn't matter. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. So I have that, and then you just transform it and make it fit onto your shirt. Don't think you've won. God, Jasper's so cool. This is my favorite gem. Alright, so you have it there. Now you want to go to your layers and you want to create a new one. That way it's not overlapping the text if you wanted the text. I don't want the Bulma text anymore. So I'm just going to close this. Say yes. Always say yes when you want it to save. Otherwise it won't. So once you have your once you have your texture on, you can just click on it and then merge down. And it'll add to your shirt. So the cool thing about that is, because the color is on a different layer, we can just easily change the color. Put that over. You could use the, what's the hell is it there? The bucket tool if you want to, and just dump the color onto it. But I always think it's satisfying to scrub on some color when it comes to that. So I'm just going to close this and save it, and then it'll update, and then I have my shirt in the background. It needs to be a lot darker, so I'm just going to turn the fill back up. There we go. And there, that's better. Alright, so now that we have our shirt the way we want it, all you have to do now is just save it, and you go File and then Save As. I like to save shirts that could possibly have a transparency in them. Like if you don't want any transparency in your shirt, you save it as a JPEG. If you do want something transparent on there, you save it as a PNG. So right now, we're just going to save this as a JPEG. It's a Jasper, and then hit OK. Yes, so that's it for texturing. So now what we have to do is jump over into Second Life real quick and export it out, our shirt out, import it in, and then add the texture to it. So I actually think I should have exported it first, then textured, but whatever. Either way, there's no real set order. So once we have that done, let's go and export our t-shirt and bring it into Second Life.